Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk to you today about how Jae Myung, the current president of South Korea, is a leftist tyrant. Now, let me explain this. Okay, what is going on in South Korea right now? Jae Myung has increased the number of Supreme Court justices in South Korea, and the Supreme Court justices the number that he's increased, most of them have become now his personal appointees. Also, the former president Yoon Suk-yeol, and there were some corruption issues and there were some martial law issues with him, but that's one reason he was, Yoon Suk-yeol had to basically resign as president, and he had gotten, impeached. Well, supposedly Yoon Suk-yeol is kept in a cell with no heating and no air and fed the minimum amount of food and given the minimum amount of water. Now here's what else is happening, okay? There are a lot of, Jae Myung has proposed that a lot of Chinese students and tourists can come to South Korea visa-free. Well, a lot of South Koreans don't like that for a number of reasons. There are some Chinese tourists there that don't respect South Korea. I mean, there are ones that are very respectful and like the Korean culture, but then there are ones that disrespect South Korea, demand Chinese-speaking staff, and cause a ruckus when they visit South Korea. That's the same with Japan too. And then also, when Chinese students study anywhere, and this has been proven, China will train these students to be not necessarily major spies for China, but minimum spies, and report what's going on in this country through social media or the internet, and then send what they know in the news back to a certain government agency or back to their parents in China, and then their parents send it to a government agency. And then when people come in visa-free, that just becomes more of a problem, more of a hassle. And then South Koreans feel like that they're being spied on all the time. And a lot of people are not liking this visa-free policy with Chinese visitors. I mean, they're just not. And they want to exercise their freedom of speech rights to go protest it. Well, what Jae Myung is doing is trying to quell these protests, no matter how peaceful the protests are. He's trying to quell these protests. He's accusing these protests of being racist, but they're not. They're not racist protests. They're just concerned about South Korea's sovereignty. Many South Koreans had regretted voting for Jae Myung. Now his approval rating has gone down. They just really thought that after Yoon Suk-yeol with the martial law and some corruption issues, that Jae Myung had promised that his anti-Americanism had gotten better. In 2021, he called the U.S. soldiers in South Korea an occupational force. Well, many South Koreans did not like that because the South Korean citizens are still largely pro-American. Well, Jae Myung promised to run on a non-anti-American ticket. He promised to have good relations with the United States as well as China, but not favor one over the other. Well, it's clearly showing that he's favoring China over the United States right now, and basically lied to the constituents. So, hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless you. Bye. Bye.